Would missing the playoffs damage LeBron's legacy?
No, it wouldn't damage LeBron's legacy. Just the very fact that you're asking me this question, LeBron's legacy. The day after a game he didn't play in. Think about it. He ain't even playing. We talking about LeBron. So guess what? His legacy must be damn good to talk about a player who didn't even get out there and suit up. But I'm going to tell you why. I'm a person. Yay! Hi, Marcellus. And legacy is just what other people think of you when you're dead or when you can't play the sport anymore, as we talk about it on this show. So, since I'm a person who's thinking about LeBron, and then one day I'm looking at him in terms of, wow, LeBron James, he was amazing. He was great. He was an all-timer, potentially the GOAT. None of this is going to have an impact on what I think of LeBron James, just like the MJ conversation in terms of his Wizard years. Acho, I need to see your face since you always tell me you love the casinos, right? And I know you shoot dice, right? You shoot dice a little bit?
I never learned. Just blackjack, strictly
Just blackjack? Okay.
Blackjack.
Oh, blackjack. Yeah, I know you play blackjack. Well, you know, growing up where I grew up, I didn't shoot dice either, but I saw him shooting dice, and then, you know, one of them dudes try to translate his urban skills at the casino, and he want to shoot craps. You know it's called craps, right? And he get hot, he get hot, and then craps. Point being, no matter what game you play, you're going to have some L's. You're going to take an L. You're going to crap out. And LeBron James this year, Lakers, they make crap out, just like the first year when he got injured. They crapped out. You think in totality I'm going to look at LeBron James any less because he played the game the way you're supposed to play it, second best all time, maybe the best ever, and he just crapped out? You got to look at these situations for what they are. You have to build in the success, in the greatness of LeBron James, there are going to be failing moments like every other player. So as I reflect on LeBron James or think about him right now, I don't think any less of the guy because that's just the way the game goes.
I'm going to simplify this for y'all. I'm going to break this down. LeBron's legacy is going to be damaged to the highest degree by missing the playoffs. Why? Because LeBron's legacy is defined by making everyone else around him great. 2007, LeBron James, 25 points per game. The first time LeBron went to the NBA title with Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Drew Gooden, Larry Hughes, Boobie Gibson. LeBron James took that squad to the NBA Finals. But then you can think about the aspect that LeBron James with Eric Spoelstra 4 times, NBA Finals. But Eric Spoelstra without LeBron James, playoff, first-round exit. Playoff, first-round exit. Then LeBron James departs after 4 NBA Finals. And Eric Spoelstra, he gets to the Eastern Conference Finals 1 time. Only 1 time is he higher than a 5th seed. See, LeBron James has made coaches Hall of Famers. He's made players, Anthony Davis, in the top 75. He's helped Kevin Love become a Hall of Famer. LeBron's entire legacy has been marked by elevating everyone around him to the point of his I Promise School, helping out 1,600 families. LeBron's legacy isn't about his own individual greatness. It's about elevating everyone around him. So when he stops elevating people around him, a la the Lakers being an 11 seed, it is damaging his legacy. If LeBron's legacy was defined by his individual greatness, he would be unequivocally, absolutely, beyond the shadow of a doubt, the greatest player to have ever played basketball. Only player, 10,000 points, 10,000 boards, 10,000 assists. So if we judge LeBron predominantly by his individual greatness, he would be the greatest ever and we would never have to debate it, but we don't. We judge LeBron based upon how well he makes everybody else around him play. And we look at the fact that he lost 6 NBA titles and only won 4. So at the point in which you don't make the playoffs, a collective accomplishment or lack thereof, then yes, it hurts his legacy, because his legacy has always been defined by what he's done for others, not what he's done for himself.
Acho, I'm with you. It has and is impacting his legacy in a negative way. And Marcellus, there was something that you said at the very beginning. You said it will not change the way I think of LeBron James. And that is the distinction here. I think back to Michael Jordan, and were we ever debating whether he was the GOAT? When he was done, when he left, there was no question. We didn't put the Wizards into the equation. It was Michael Jordan's the greatest thing we've ever seen. 6 championships, 6 MVP finals, 6 of 6 going to the finals, never went to a Game 7. It was all there laid out. The reason that this is going to impact LeBron James's legacy is because he is a polarizing figure. So for those of you who are pro LeBron, your case, Marcellus, you're going to look at it and say, this doesn't take anything away from it. But those who don't, and there's a healthy number, are going to say this certainly detracts, and it gives them more evidence of that. Because here's the distinction between Jordan in Washington and LeBron James in LA. First of all, nobody watched the Wizards. Nobody cared. Nobody had any expectations. Jordan wasn't coming back to win championships. Jordan was coming back because he hadn't put out that competitive fire and decided to come back and play a couple more years. LeBron James came to the Lakers, where everybody is watching, and the expectation was how many championships is he going to win? So yes, he won one in the bubble, but for every year that he does not come close to that, it's going to fall back on this has been a disappointment, and that is going to be hung on his overall record. And I'm showing you the full screen here because the 2 years that they did make the playoffs and did go to the finals, this is how the record books are going to look at all of the numbers. We're going to look at all the numbers with LeBron, and some of them are going to be very, obviously, very complimentary. But there's also going to be these where when everything goes away, when this bruise, I was thinking it was a bruise that eventually would disappear, we're going to look at these numbers and go, hey, wait a minute. They went to the finals and he didn't have the most win shares. As we go forward, analytics are going to play a greater and greater, are going to have a greater and greater impact on how we view things historically. And there are things about LeBron's time with the Lakers that is going to be looked at in a negative light as a result of the statistics. And all of that is going to impact negatively on his legacy.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, man. Y'all trying to diminish me, but it's okay. Because to have a legacy, it's a collection of thoughts. And my thought counts just like yours. I don't get 2 votes, you don't get 2 votes. So I'm not going to discount your thoughts. You can't discount my thoughts. So let me tell you what I'm thinking. All right. I love this. You know, I watched LeBron James. I don't know if you guys caught him when he was a junior in high school. And I was like, why am I watching a junior in high school play basketball on television? Now, I've been to games. I saw Paul Pierce when he was at Inglewood. I was there. Paul Pierce scored 20 points. 10 dunks. It was silly. I was like, oh, yeah, he going to Kansas. He going to ball out. I saw LeBron James on television. I think I was in the league. Yeah, I was in. And I'm watching it as junior in high school. I'm like, damn. And you know what was funny about that moment? Nobody judged him or his potential legacy on what he was doing for others. It was all about, damn, who is that? And what is he doing on that basketball court individually? Acho, I need to see your face because this is countering your point. Nickname was the king and chosen one. I'm like, what the hell? From high school? Yeah, buddy. And he exceeded those expectations. Acho, what does selfish and selfless have in common? Self. So guess what? I'm looking at LeBron James the way that we should look at LeBron James, his individual greatness that adds up to total team success. Oh, I hear Slick Rick out there saying, well, the Wizard years for MJ, nobody watched him. That don't mean that nobody was counting it. That doesn't mean that nobody was sitting there and respecting it or losing respect for it, since you said no one watched it. And we weren't debating MJ at the time. Well, one, there weren't these type of shows. What, Ahmad Rashad going to go up there and talk for himself and to himself about this? There was no TV like this. And there was nothing like him before. But now there's something like him since. It's LeBron James. Oh, now we talk about LeBron James coming to the Lakers. And Slick, you going to let this leave your mouth. I'm putting you on the fire right now. People were asking, how many championships will LeBron James win with the Lakers? With Luke Walton? When they just came off of, excuse me, Dougie Fresh, 35 wins, 26 wins, 17 wins, 21 wins, 27 wins. And LeBron James was a 3-time champion at the time. But he had been in the league 15 years, so don't act like he going to win them every year. That's 1 out of 5. And people were saying, how many were you going to win with the Lakers? No, what they were asking is he going to win the championship with the Lakers while he returns the brand back to greatness? Man, I don't know what y'all got against LeBron. It's kind of funny, kind of silly, because y'all said Marcellus is pro-LeBron. No, I'm not. I'm not pro-LeBron. I'm not con LeBron. I'm objective. And I was watching MJ in Washington. And I hate to tell you, brother, it counts. And I hate to tell you, I saw this dude in high school be amazing, and he's still amazing to this day. And if y'all don't want to watch it, that's on y'all.
I'm pro LeBron. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not even objective. I'm subjective. I am pro LeBron. So when you are pro LeBron, you have to understand what are the arguments and what are the statements that the opponent's gonna come with. Sal, you read the book, The Art of War. I believe you've read the book, The Art of War. I read the book, The Art of War.
Not all
when you read the book, The Art of War, it talks about one of the first things you must know in war: how is your opponent going to attack you? Mm-hmm. Rule number 1. So how are LeBron opponents going to attack? They always say, well, LeBron James lost in the NBA Finals. To which you and I, Marcellus Wiley, will combat with, well, LeBron James was there. You and I combat with the fact that LeBron James had sustained greatness longer than Jordan. You and I combat with the fact that LeBron James always was consistently higher than Michael Jordan was. Jordan's highs were higher than LeBron's, and his lows were not as low, but LeBron was consistently higher than Michael Jordan.
Facts.
You and I at least am pro LeBron. I guess you are objective. I'm not going to lie. I'm all LeBron James, but I am real enough to understand, dang, LeBron, you just hurt one of my arguments. Because my argument was, everywhere you go, LeBron, you make everybody better all the time. My argument was, LeBron James, your first stint in Cleveland was something to brag about. Your stint in Miami, something to scream about. Your second stint in Cleveland, ooh, something to yell about. But this stint in L.A., it ain't nothing to write home about. And so as a LeBron fan, I understand how are people going to attack LeBron James. And I realize, you know what? They have a very good argument, because I can no longer say, well, at least LeBron James was in the playoffs. Jordan, yeah, he won the chip, but what happened when he didn't win the chip? He was getting bounced early. Now, LeBron wasn't out there getting bounced early. Now I can't even say that. So as a LeBron fan, I understand the way in which they are going to attack, and I'm just simply acknowledging it's actually legitimized.
Yeah, Marcellus, you bring up a great point.
Yeah.
That there is a difference between when Jordan was with the Wizards and now that what we're seeing with LeBron James. The fact of the matter is, we're seeing it. As much as we can't unsee what Will Smith did to Chris Rock the other night, we can't unsee this LeBron James. This LeBron James that is getting blown out by 20 and 30 points, and it doesn't matter how well he is scoring. Yeah, because of social media, because of all the video, because we get to see everything, because of League Pass, we are fully conscious. Never mind the fact that it's with the Lakers, so they're always going to be on the main stage anyway. We're seeing all of the faulty play by LeBron James. We're seeing all of the turnovers, and that's not going to go away. So when you add that to the equation, it is that impression, that indelible impression that we are seeing right now. And again, I'm going to go back to it. The expectation was that he was going to win not one championship, but multiple championships. And now 2 out of potential the 4 years, he's not even getting into the playoffs. And you were making fun of Luke Walton. He won a championship with Frank Vogel. He won a championship with Ty Lue before we knew Ty Lue could coach. So this idea that Acho is exactly right. Like, it didn't matter who you gave LeBron James. He would make them winners. And at the very least, he was getting you to the playoffs. He was getting you to the finals. And they took Mike Brown to the finals. So now we're going to discount this and say, well, yeah, but he doesn't. And here's the thing. He's got Russ Westbrook. He's got Carmelo Anthony. He's got Anthony Davis. He's got Dwight Howard. He's got all these guys that are all-time greats. Again, if we're talking about his legacy, we're talking about how we're going to see it historically.
That's a good point.
And historically, we're going to look at the names and their overall accomplishments, and we're going to say, wait a minute, LeBron James couldn't even get to the playoffs with 4 all-time greats on the roster? How does that happen? So you can't tell me that this isn't, to Acho's point, whether you believe it should or it shouldn't doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is there's ammo being given to take shots that are going to land. And that's why it's going to impact his legacy.
Man, there was a song a while back. Y'all remember that song? I hate you so much right now. I hate y'all right now. And I know why I don't hang out with you, Acho. Slick, you and I, we kick it. We still cool. But Acho, I figured out why we haven't kicked it just yet. Because you're a moocher. You a moocher. Moocher, moocher, moocher. I point to that other box over there. Look at that moocher over there laughing because I'm right. LeBron always got to pick up the tab. That's how you act probably, huh? Always, everywhere he goes, LeBron pick up the tab no matter what. In Cleveland, 2 stints, 11 total seasons. Let's break this down to let you know that LeBron shouldn't have to always pick up the tab, but he didn't always pick up the tab, so why y'all tripping now? How many finals did they go to in the first stint?
Just that one.
1. That means 6 other years LeBron James is there. Oh, I hear y'all now. He was young. He was trying to... 1. That's not always picking up the tab, but hey, just follow me on this ride. He always makes everyone better. Okay. If he always makes someone better, he gets Dwayne Wade, who was the 3rd best basketball player at the time, and Chris Bosh, who was top 20, and they go out there and last I checked, underachieved. They won 2 championships in 4 years despite going to the finals every year. Oh, he always picks up the tab. Always? 2 out of 4 with two top 3 players and a top 20.
Finals?
Always. Here we go again.
Finals,
then he goes back to
He's talking crazy. Slick.
No, I'm talking real. Then he goes to Cleveland, and you talk. Now he a fully grown man and a champion. He beats the 73-win Golden State team, and everybody's like, more. 1 championship. He comes to the Lakers. You talking about championships? He gives you 1 with Frank Vogel, to my point. And then you're going to sit up here and say, well, you're not doing what you used to do. This is exactly what he does. He ain't winning it every single year. He's never, ever subscribed to that formula. Now, Slick, you made a good point, but you used that point, and it's going to hurt you. You say you can't unsee what you're seeing right now with LeBron. LeBron is so polarizing. He is so great at what he does that even when he doesn't play, you still think you see LeBron James out there. He didn't play last night. Lakers get spanked. We are condemning LeBron James. So since we're going to condemn him, I'm going to give him some flowers real fast. LeBron James keeps these averages right now. He's the 4th player all time at 37. 4th player all time to average 38 and 6. He's leading the league in scoring right now at 37. Y'all better leave this boy alone. He's averaging more points than Trae Young and Steph right now. Woo. He is shooting better than Kevin Durant. What?
Not surprising.
He is shooting. I hate you so much right now. He's shooting better from the 3 than Chris Paul and Jason Tatum, who's lighting it up. And LeBron's the first player ever to have multiple 50-point games after turning 35 years old. Whether you see it from LeBron and greatness, whether you don't see it from LeBron and greatness, somehow, some way, the criticism comes. Whether you pro or con or objective, it seems like LeBron always got to be in the middle of it.